What if the pills you take every morning, the ones you trust to keep you strong, balanced, and energized, are actually making your legs weaker with each passing day? I know it sounds dramatic, but as someone who spent more than 4 decades helping older adults stay mobile and independent, I've seen firsthand how something that seems harmless, even helpful, can slowly turn into a hidden threat. And I'm not talking about trendy supplements or miracle cures sold on late-night TV. I mean the everyday vitamins, the ones sitting on your bathroom shelf, tucked inside multivitamins, or labeled as immune boosters or anti-aging support. And here's the shocking truth. Some of these common vitamins, when taken in the wrong form or at the wrong dose, may be quietly eroding your muscle strength, damaging your nerves, and increasing your risk of falling or losing the freedom to walk on your own. In fact, new research suggests that up to 30% of leg weakness in seniors may not be caused by aging at all, but by the very supplements intended to prevent it, and that's where I come in. I'm Dr. James Morgan, a retired physician who specialized in geriatric care. And now that I have more time on my hands, I've made it my mission to help people like you understand the hidden risks and real science behind the pills you take every day. So in this video, I'll walk you through 3 vitamins that may be silently weakening your legs, ranked from bad to worst, based on solid, peer-reviewed medical studies, and I promise at least one of them is in a bottle you already own. But don't worry, I'm not just here to scare you, I'll also show you 2 nutrients that actually help restore strength and stability, so you can not only stop the damage but rebuild what you may have lost over the years. And if you're watching this right now, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Drop a comment below and introduce yourself, because staying informed is how we stay strong. Now, let's begin. Part 2: The Silent Saboteurs. Why these 3 vitamins are a problem. Let's take a moment to challenge a belief many of us have held for years, that vitamins are always good, always safe, and that taking more must mean doing more for our health. But here's what I've learned after decades of caring for older adults. Some vitamins, when taken in the wrong form or in excessive amounts, can quietly work against your body, not for it, and this becomes especially true after the age of 60. You see, our bodies change with time. We absorb nutrients differently. Metabolism slows, and the way our nerves and muscles respond becomes more fragile. So what might have been harmless at 40 can turn into a serious risk at 70. And yet, many seniors continue to take the same multivitamin they picked up 10 years ago, or layer on supplements they saw recommended in a magazine or by a well-meaning friend. The problem isn't just the dose, it's the combination of synthetic forms, fat-soluble buildup, and the way these vitamins can interact with one another inside an aging body. And here's where I need you to pay close attention, because we're about to uncover something that may surprise you. The very vitamins you've trusted for strength and vitality might be slowly weakening your legs, compromising your balance, and increasing your risk of serious falls. And these aren't fringe ideas. They're backed by peer-reviewed studies, real patient outcomes, and biological mechanisms that make perfect sense once you see the full picture. So allow me to walk you through the 3 biggest offenders, common vitamins that most people believe are safe, but which research has shown can quietly erode your mobility if misused. We'll go from not so great to shockingly dangerous, and I'll share practical tips along the way to help you identify if any of them are hiding in your supplement routine right now. Because protecting your legs means protecting your independence. And the earlier you catch these silent saboteurs, the better your chances of reversing the damage before it's too late. Number 3, Vitamin E, the antioxidant trap. I once had a patient, 67 years old, healthy weight, walked every morning, took vitamin E daily because he'd read it was good for heart health, but over time, something changed. He told me he couldn't get up from a chair without wobbling, his legs felt weak, unstable, almost like they'd forgotten how to respond. We ran tests, no major heart issue, no stroke, no diabetes, but then I looked at his supplement list, and there it was, 800 IU of synthetic vitamin E, taken daily for years. Now, here's the thing most people don't realize. Not all vitamin E is the same. Natural vitamin E appears as D-alpha-tocopherol on the label and is better absorbed, but synthetic versions like D-alpha-tocopherol are cheaper, more common, and not as easily processed by the body, and when taken in high doses, they don't just fail to help, they can actually interfere with your body's natural recovery process. You see, after physical activity, your muscles create tiny tears. That's how they grow. back stronger. And a certain amount of inflammation is necessary for that healing, but vitamin E in high amounts suppresses this beneficial inflammation, stalling muscle repair instead of supporting it. A study from the University of Leipzig found that older adults taking more than 400 IU per day saw 19% less improvement in leg strength after exercise compared to those who didn't supplement at all. And it doesn't stop there. A large-scale meta-analysis in JAMA, involving over 136,000 people, showed high-dose vitamin E was linked to increased mortality overall. Now let's talk about symptoms, because here's where it gets tricky. The effects of vitamin E toxicity don't shout, they whisper. A bit of poor balance, slower walking speed, maybe a general sense of fatigue in the legs. Many seniors shrug it off as aging, but these are often early warning signs that the neuromuscular system is being disrupted. And because vitamin E is fat-soluble, it doesn't flush out like vitamin C. Stays in your tissues, accumulates over time, and the longer you take it, the greater the impact. In animals, overdose leads to reduced grip strength and nerve communication breakdown. In humans, it often shows up as difficulty climbing stairs, staying upright for long periods, or feeling like your legs are just a little out of sync. So what should you do? If you're over 60 and taking more than 400 IU daily, especially in synthetic form, it may be time to rethink that habit, unless your doctor has diagnosed a specific deficiency. Chances are you're getting all the vitamin E you need from food, almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, and avocados, rich, natural sources that your body can recognize and use without putting your legs at risk. Number 2, vitamin A, when bones and muscles pay the price. Vitamin E, good for vision, right? That's what we all thought, and for years I believed it too, until the evidence said otherwise. Because while vitamin A is absolutely essential in the right form and amount, it turns out that too much of it, especially in the form known as retinol, can quietly undermine your bones, muscles, and ultimately your ability to move freely. You see, there are two types of vitamin A: beta-carotene, the safe version found in colorful vegetables like carrots and sweet potatoes, which your body only converts into vitamin A as needed, and then there's preformed vitamin A or retinol, the active version already made for you, found in animal products, supplements, liver and cod liver oil. The problem with retinol is that your body doesn't regulate how much it absorbs, it just takes it all in and stores the excess in your liver, and as we age, the liver becomes less efficient at clearing that buildup, so even moderate daily doses can add up, silently, pushing you toward toxicity. And here's how that affects your legs. Excess vitamin A disrupts calcium balance, pulling it from your bones and depositing it into your soft tissues, including muscle fibers. This process doesn't just weaken bones, it causes stiffness, cramping, and a heavy, fatigued feeling in the legs that many seniors think is just normal aging. And yet in many cases, it isn't. A landmark study from the New England Journal of Medicine found that women with high vitamin A intake, mostly from supplements, had double the risk of hip fractures compared to those with moderate intake, and the signs aren't always dramatic, they creep in slowly. You might start feeling more sore at the end of the day, needing to rest more often, struggling with stairs or long walks. It's easy to blame arthritis or general wear and tear, but in reality, high vitamin A may be hardening your muscle tissue and thinning your bones at the same time. The challenge is that vitamin A is everywhere, in multivitamins, fortified foods, and anti-aging skincare, and the daily totals can easily exceed the upper safe limit of 10,000 IU, especially if you're also taking cod liver oil, and unlike water-soluble vitamins, retinol builds up and lingers, so even if you stop today, the symptoms might continue for weeks or months. That's why I always recommend choosing beta-carotene-rich foods like kale, spinach, pumpkin, and bright orange vegetables. Your body knows how to handle those without overdosing. And if you've been dealing with unexplained stiffness, chronic leg fatigue, or balance issues, it might be time to take a closer look at your supplements, because your legs might not be aging, they might just be reacting. Number 1, vitamin B6, the nerve killer. Of all the vitamins I've warned my older patients about over the years, B6 is the one that keeps me up at night, not because it's inherently evil, but because it's so often misunderstood, overused, and hiding in plain sight inside bottles labeled brain health, energy support, or mood balance. And while your body does need B6, no question, The danger comes when it crosses the line from essential to excessive, and that line, unfortunately, is much easier to cross than most people realize. You see, vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, is water-soluble, which usually means your body can flush out the excess. But in this case, it's not that simple. At high doses, B6 behaves differently. It accumulates in nerve tissues and disrupts the way your brain and muscles communicate, leading to a condition known as sensory neuropathy. The symptoms often begin subtly: a tingling or burning sensation in your feet, numbness in your legs, or a strange feeling like you're walking on pins and needles. Some patients describe it as if their legs are no longer connected to their brain, as if every step is happening through fog, and over time, that turns into balance problems, slow walking, or even falls. I've had patients sent for MRIs, nerve conduction studies, even spinal scans, only to discover later that the root cause wasn't neurological disease, but a daily supplement they never thought twice about. The recommended daily amount for seniors is just 1.5 milligrams, yet most over-the-counter B6 supplements come in doses of 25, 50, or even 100 milligrams, and when you add in a multivitamin, a B-complex, or an energy drink, it adds up fast. The University of Parma in Italy conducted a study that found B6 toxicity to be one of the most common causes of unexplained neuropathy in older adults. And the scariest part is that the damage can take months to reverse, if it reverses at all, because as we age, the protective coating around our nerves, called the myelin sheath, naturally thins out, and high doses of B6 speed up that breakdown, making your nervous system more vulnerable to long-term harm. So if you've been experiencing odd sensations in your legs, loss of coordination, or fatigue while walking, it's time to take a hard look at what's in your supplement routine. And here's my advice: skip the pills and get your B6 from food. Chicken, fish, bananas, potatoes, and fortified whole grains offer more than enough for your body's needs, and they won't overload your nerves in the process. Remember, more isn't always better, especially when your balance and mobility are on the line. Part 3: The Good Guys. 2 nutrients that actually restore strength. Now that we've covered what to avoid, let's talk about what actually works, because not all supplements are harmful. In fact, some can be incredibly helpful, especially when it comes to restoring leg strength, preventing falls, and giving you back the confidence to move freely again. Let's start with one of the most important nutrients for aging muscles: vitamin D3, often called the sunshine vitamin, but in truth, it's so much more than that. It's what I call the muscle activator. You see, D3 plays a direct role in supporting fast-twitch muscle fibers, the kind that help you react quickly, stay balanced, and prevent dangerous falls. These fibers decline rapidly with age, especially if your vitamin D levels are low. Tufts University researchers found that seniors with optimal levels of D3 had up to 25% greater leg strength and experienced significantly fewer falls compared to those who were deficient. And here's the catch: up to 78% of older adults in the US are estimated to have insufficient vitamin D, especially during the winter months or for those who spend most of their time indoors. That's why I often recommend supplementing with 1,000 to 2,000 international units of D3 daily, and always choose D3 or cholecalciferol over D2 because your body absorbs and uses it more effectively. And for an added bonus, pair it with vitamin K2, which helps guide calcium into your bones where it belongs, instead of letting it settle in your arteries or soft tissues. Now let's talk about magnesium, one of my favorite unsung heroes. I like to call it the muscle whisperer, because while vitamin D gets the spotlight, magnesium works behind the scenes to calm your muscles, support recovery, and regulate contractions. It's also essential for energy production, helping your muscles use fuel more efficiently, and without enough magnesium, your body can't even activate the vitamin D you're taking, which means you could be supplementing daily and still not seeing results if this crucial cofactor is missing. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors with higher magnesium levels performed significantly better in chair rise tests, a direct indicator of leg strength and mobility. For best results, I recommend highly absorbable forms like magnesium glycinate, citrate, or malate, and aim for 300 to 400 milligrams per day, split between morning and evening for better absorption and steady levels throughout the day. And if you're looking to support not just muscle health but also nerve function and coordination, consider magnesium threonate. It crosses the blood-brain barrier and can improve the communication between your brain and legs. Together, vitamin D3 and magnesium create a powerful foundation for aging well, not just preventing weakness, but actively rebuilding the strength that helps you walk tall, stay balanced, and live with independence. Conclusion: time for a supplement checkup. At our age, we often think weakness is just part of getting older, but sometimes it's something we can change. And one of the most overlooked places to start is our supplement shelf. The truth is, many seniors are unknowingly taking vitamins that silently work against their strength, mobility, and independence, and while the right nutrients can protect and rebuild your body, the wrong ones, taken in the wrong form or amount, can quietly chip away at everything you're trying to preserve. So, here's what I recommend. First, avoid excessive doses of vitamin E, preformed vitamin A, and B6, especially if they're coming from multiple sources like multivitamins, separate pills, or fortified drinks. Second, prioritize the two nutrients that actually support leg strength and balance as you age, vitamin D3 and magnesium, and make sure they're in forms your body can absorb. Third, always talk to your doctor or pharmacist before continuing any supplement long-term, especially if you've been noticing symptoms like leg fatigue, tingling, stiffness, or reduced mobility. Your care team can help you sort out what's necessary, what's harmful, and what your body truly needs at this stage of life. And lastly, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever taken a supplement that made you feel worse instead of better? How did you figure it out? What changed after that? Share your experience in the comments, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Dr. James Morgan, and I hope today's advice helps you walk stronger, steadier, and with a little more confidence tomorrow.